Campbell. The seat's yours.
Sir? Good job. I'll let the guys start asking you questions.
Justin, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty well. To fall down 0-2 like that, what was the mindset at that point in the at bat?
Just going into the at bat, I knew we had to get something going. So my approach was to get a pitch up and have Dom at first base, get at least 1 or 2 bases advance. So yeah, I just wanted to just put a good at bat together and hopefully do some damage, and I did.
What did what did it feel like going off the bat? Was that one of the ones where you're going to be, coming around home getting mobbed?
What was that?
Off the bat, when you feel that contact, was that one of the hits there where you're going to be getting mobbed?
Honestly, I thought it was going to be pretty close to the second baseman getting that ball, but luckily I just got it through that hole, and Dom was able to score from first.
Appreciate it, Justin.
Thank you.
Yeah, Justin, when did you know that you were gonna, take an at bat today?
Right before Marcus was about to go up to the plate, Josh said, "Hey, Joe, get a bat." And I said, "All right, let's do this thing."
You've now been the first guy to throw a pitch in the stadium. You're the first guy to hit a walk-off in the stadium. I imagine those are pretty cool things for you.
Yeah, it's pretty humbling. I wasn't expecting to get the start on Wednesday. I was hoping to have one of our seniors get the start because they've deserved everything that they've given towards their way, and I just thank Josh and the coaching staff for allowing me to get that spot.
What was kind of the call on the play there? It seemed like Dom it was like a hit and run of sorts. Were you surprised that he was able to score from first?
The steal was on, but hit and run was not. I got a fastball middle half of the play and got a barrel on the ball, and Dom was able to get it from first to home.
This feels like the first time you guys have kind of been tested this year. Just what can you say about your team's resolve and able to find a way to win despite the close game?
All I can say is our team competes like hell. There's no other way to put it. We got guys that compete and do the job when the time comes.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Justin, how hard is it to lay off a pitch in that sort of situation?
Honestly, it's really tough. That was a borderline pitch. I was about to pull a trigger, then right as it was coming towards me, I'm like, this looks too low for me to hit, but luckily that was a called ball right there.
And coming into today, second game in Obrate, what was there? Was there any change in how you guys approached it?
No change at all. We just stuck to our approach at attacking the ball and throwing strikes. Our guys on the mound are doing a great job throwing the ball downhill, getting outs for our guys, and our bats were not hot today, but we definitely come in later in the game when the job needs to be done.
I appreciate it, Justin.
Thank you.
Justin, Robert Allen, how much are you thinking at bat when you walk up? Who's over there on first base, and that he can score on a single? Because that's not always the case.
Not always, no. First thought is I need to get this ball either up middle or towards the gap, because if I do that, Dom has the speed to get around the bases. It's pretty quick. So I got the pitch I got and put a ball in play with 2 strikes, and that's all there is to put it.
I don't know how you got that ball to roll slower once it got to the grass in the outfield, but it seemed to slow down to kind of help the cause.
Luckily it did. Yeah. If it didn't, then Dom would be able to only get 1 base, maybe 2 on that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anything else for Justin? All righty. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All righty, we got Mr. Standlee here. We'll let you guys ask him questions.
Yeah, Brett, take us through that 9th inning. I know it's not what you wanted, but it helped set up the theatrics.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of got off. Just needed to be a little more precise with my pitches. That lefty kind of left that cutter over the plate a little too much, and he got a hold of it. So just I think coming out and being a little more precise with all my pitches, being able to attack the zone a little harder. Luckily, we got Justin to come pick me up. So I think, yeah, it's not what you want, but it's nice to get the first walk-off here at O'Brate. So
I can't see your confidence being dented too much. You were impressive on Sunday when you came in and closed that thing out 1-2-3, and then got the final out in the first win ever at O'Brate. How much do you learn from that ninth inning tonight against a really good? You faced a number of pretty good hitters in that ninth inning from
Sure.
Illinois State.
Yeah, they have a great approach. They're not swinging at first pitch breaking balls that are in the dirt. They're very disciplined hitters. So it's definitely something that, it's kind of like an eye opener. If you go Sunday and you punch out the side and then you strike out the guy, last Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever. So it's nice to face some competition where they're pushing you to get better. So I think for me, my confidence wise isn't down at all. Like I said, I just need to come out and be, more precise, more attack, and get the job done.
Thanks, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brett, as a staff, you guys were able to work out of some jams today. I believe they left 12 runners on base. Just kind of what was Rob's message after the game?
He said just basically that this team has a great approach. So we got to work hard as a pitching staff, to get on top early, get ahead early, and then kind of keep the pitch count down and keep pressure on them as an offense to get the runners in. But I think as a pitching staff as a whole, we do a good job of, competing. I know Trevor Martin, it's not probably what he wanted to do, but he walked a couple guys, had the bases loaded, and then he got out of it. So that's big time for a freshman. And Robo had a great start. When the bats aren't hot, because they're not going to always be, when the bats aren't hot, our pitching staff has to keep them off the board. So I think we did a pretty good job tonight of minimizing the damage.
And I know you got to see it some last year, but is it still crazy to see Justin go from throwing one night to hitting a walk-off the next?
Yeah, that kid he's something else. In the locker room, you wouldn't think that he's, one of the best kids on the team, but he digs deep and he gets stuff done. He's very composed, and it's very awesome to see a kid, who's kind of younger on the team. He's got some experience, but he doesn't have the experience that his fifth-year guys have. So it's good to see a younger kid like that have the composure he does and get the jobs done that he does. So.
Appreciate it.
Any other questions for Brett? All righty, I'll let Coach Holliday go. Thanks, Brett.
Yeah, he's not here right now, so it'll be.
No, he's up here with me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fire away.
Yeah, I guess to start, just what are your overall thoughts on the game?
Great victory, walk-off win on a Friday night. Awesome moment in time. That was a clutch hit by Justin. Good job by Dominic to reach base and get that foot speed on the bases. You're playing right there to try to win that thing and not have it run all night long on you. We had the right guy on the base to move. Put a guy in there to pinch hit that's one of our better hitters that wasn't in the lineup to begin with since they had a lefty, but a guy we believe in an awful lot as a hitter. And what a great at bat. He just flicked his hands and lined the ball up the middle and had a perfect angle for the center fielder have to run kind of away from his arm, and Dom was running on the pitch. And when you get Dom moving like that, he's awfully fast. And so it was a good gamble by Coach Lees to send him. And obviously center fielder had to try to make a kind of a desperation throw there, and had it been perfect, it might have been close, but it took a funny bounce and Cowboys win. So it's a great win. We didn't do a lot on offense early in the game. We need to be better than what we were, but that's a compliment to really good pitching, sound defense up to that point where we were, carrying a lead into the ninth inning. So good start by Rodleski. Trevor Martin continues to throw the ball good out of the bullpen. I thought Zach Cable showed poise after they got a couple guys on base, nobody out. He weaved his way through that one, and it's a good win. But we've got definitely some things to focus on moving forward.
This is probably the deepest college baseball's been, with last year's seniors getting the chance to come back. What does it say about Dom that he's able to play as a freshman, and kind of what have you seen from him?
Well, he's getting a chance against left-handed pitchers to get in the lineup and try to give us another right-handed hitter against tough lefties. He's got really good speed. He had a good fall. He hit some balls hard. And, we've got a number of good options in the outfield, and he's a guy that's going to get some playing time. And, I want to give guys chances early in the season to see what they're ready to do as far as helping us win games. And so he's gotten 2 starts now. And, again, his speed's one of the elements that he brings to the lineup that separates him. So that was good to get his legs on base in the 9th, and then it showed up.
And Cade Cabinets, he made 3, I think, pretty big plays out in right field. Kind of what did you think of his day defensively?
I think Cade's one of the best right fielders I've ever seen. He's a game-changing player defensively, and I think he's actually really close on offense to putting everything together. I just made a decision to give Jake Thompson a swing there. I thought the pitcher fit Jake's swing they were bringing in, and the guys that have been here for 4 to 5 years know I believe in them. When you make moves to pinch hit or give someone else an opportunity, it's not that you don't believe in the player that's in there. It's just that you think you might have a better matchup. So Cade will be ready to go again tomorrow, and he's a +1 every time in right field in terms of saving runs.
Yeah, and Marshall talked about Cade. He not only did it with a glove, that was a heck of a throw to the plate. And I know they had to review it, but that was a big-time strike.
He's got, like I said before, as good a throwing arm, and his radar and instincts in right field are incredible. He reminds me of just a guy that once he gets going, he runs so well once he started and takes great pride in his defense. And he, like I said, it's +1 when he's out in right field. He saves you runs, and I think he's going to start creating a bunch of them on offense too.
You guys were able to strand 12 runners on base, 12 Illinois State runners on base, that is. What did you kind of think of the way your pitching staff was able to work through some of those jams they were in?
Well, I think we have a pitching staff that has a lot of powerful pitches, and so even if you're able to get on base against them, sometimes scoring on them is tough because they have some pitches they can go to strike guys out. So I think Coach Walton would probably tell you, like to see a little bit less traffic on the bases, but it's nice to have that get out of jail card in your pocket when you got to go get a strikeout. And I think between Justin, Trevor, and Zach, and Brett as well, those guys can all strike you out. Probably a handful more walks than what we'd like to see. We don't normally walk 7 guys in a game, but I think our pitching to this point's been excellent. Defense behind them's been very good, and we find different ways to win games. And I think when we get the offense in rhythm to go along with those other 2 elements, we have a chance to have a pretty good team.
Is there an expectation on when you think you'll be able to have Carson back?
I don't know the answer to that. I wish it was tomorrow, but I don't have the answer to that. So can't really say at this point, just hoping that he continues to get stronger and kind of work through the stiffness that his back that he experienced early in spring camp.
Appreciate it, Josh.
You're welcome.
Hey, Josh, was there a particular moment in this game you felt like was a momentum swinging moment that you guys took advantage of?
I think Campbell's inning, when he worked out of that jam, that was a big momentum shift because they made a nice run early that inning with a couple guys on, so that was big. And then I think the team feels such a good vibe from Brett Standlee that when Illinois State scored against him in the top of the inning, they wanted to pick him up in the bottom of the inning. That's the kind of teammate Brett is, that the team responds to him. There's a good connection between not just Brett, but the way the team is and his energy. Brett's a bright spot every single day. So I think that was late in the game, probably the momentum shifter. I think early in the game, they grabbed some momentum when we had a runner at third and one out, didn't get him home. I think that gave them some confidence that extended the game the way it was. But those are the pitches that you got to win over the course of 9 innings, and some go your way and some don't.
Coach, as you can probably tell, I'm coming at you from my dorm room rather than O'Brate Stadium, but I'm wondering, how did the crowd and kind of that atmosphere stack up between today and the opener?
Come on, Ben, get out of your dorm, get to the ballpark, man.
I'll be there too, Coach.
No, the atmosphere today was also good. I mean, I think that obviously the fans sitting in the seating bowl are, they're close to the action, and that's great. But that potential in right field and left field with the fans out there, especially the students, is such a exciting new element of the stadium. And the players were talking about how fun it is to have the students out here. And, you see them making noise and having fun and enjoying being at the ballpark. And hopefully it's a safe opportunity to socialize outdoors at a time when, finding ways to get together and do things that are fun are a little bit few and far between. So I'd love to see a nice turnout tomorrow. Hopefully it's a warm day. People come out and maybe cook out a little bit in those corrals, and we can keep building the atmosphere that O'Brate Stadium was intended to have.
Now, have you ever pinned a note to the students like I saw on social media earlier today, or is that kind of new for you?
No, it's just a response to tell them how much their presence is welcomed and appreciated, and really more than anything noticed. I think when you're an athlete or a coach of a sport and you know the power of the student body, I think the power of Oklahoma State students is seen every fall at homecoming. When you go walk the Friday night at homecoming, you see the creativity and passion for the school that the students have. And when you can get that group of people behind your sport and into your sport, behind your team, that just goes so far in motivating your players and giving you a sense of pride to play not just well, but for your team, but for your school. So we'd love to see the students continue these new traditions of coming out, and they mean a lot to us, and we just want to make sure they know we appreciate them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.